Didi, simple. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bharat Shirke from Zindal Vidya Mandir Wasin, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for the first webinar of the academic year 2022-23. And the topic of our webinar is improvising reading skills of English language. The more you read, the more things you know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. Rightly said by Dr. Swiss, and it is 100% accurate. Reading is an essential aspect of learning, and it has multiple benefits like it helps improving the vocabulary, building the vocabulary. It improves the communication, comprehension. It makes us empathetic. It reduces stress and anxiety. And of course, it stimulates imagination. And nowadays, children actually skip reading. And so it is our moral responsibility to inculcate reading habits among the children. So to enlighten us more about reading skills of English, we have a distinguished orator among us, Mrs. Somal Gupta. She is a PGT English teacher from Zindal Vidya Mandir Wasin. I welcome you, ma'am.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am. And I request all the teachers, if you have any queries, any doubts, you can get it clarified in the end. So over to you, Soma, ma'am. Please, you can start the session.
Thank you so much. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hi. Okay.
Good evening. Thank you.
Yeah. So if just a few of you, if not everyone, if you can turn on your videos, you know, there is an immediate connect with the participants, right? So I would appreciate. Yes, very good. Okay. So you all have heard about a word. Before I begin, I would like to ask you some questions. Very, very simple questions. Okay. First thing is that when a small baby is born, the skills that it acquire, not through formal education, not going to school, the first thing that they acquire is, first thing, they listen, isn't it? The tinkling of the bells, they listen. Then they start speaking at the month of third, 2.5, 3 months. They start speaking mama, ba, ba, ba. And the parents think that, oh, she's calling me, isn't it? And then once they start, becoming a toddler, yeah, 3.5, 4, they start reading, okay, this is A, this is B, and all that. And then in the school, they are learned to, they are taught strokes, A, B, C, D. So first of all, they listen, then they speak, then they are able to read A, B, C, and then they are making to write. So I am basically talking about the 4 basic language skills which are called as L, S, R, W. This is the short form catchphrase to remember the 4 basic language skills. And what are they? Listening, speaking, reading, writing. So, what are they? Those are listening, speaking, reading, writing. So the first 2 comes very, very naturally to us, but there are people like our family members and our teachers, they prompt us so much, they make us read, isn't it? So this reading is a very, very important skill. So we are going to discuss about this reading skill. But before we go over to this reading skill, all the nuances and all the details, uh, reading includes ing, but before that, we have first 4 letters R, E, A, D. And what are these? R, E, A, D. Just imagine you are a small child and in the classroom, your teacher, with very sweet words, she's asking you to read. So what will she say? Hello, dear. Read. Now, if she doesn't use the word hello, then what did she say? She said, dear, read. Now, this is a very important catchphrase we need to focus on. That is, D, E, A, R is exactly palindrome of R, E, A, D. D, E, A, R, R, E, A, D. Did you get that? Now, each one of us must know as learning facilitators, or you call as educators, we must know when we wish to teach anything about reading skills, we need to make them understand there should be minimum of 5 to 10 minutes of dear period. What period? Dear. D-E-A-R. What is read? Read means to understand the letters put in words, words put in sentences, sentences read together like a paragraph. Okay, so we read words, we read sentences, and we understand stories and various concepts. Now, before we proceed, once again, let me tell you, we need to have something known as dear time. Now, what is this dear time? READ, read is included in dear time. What is dear time? Dear time is drop everything and read. What is dear time? Drop everything and read. The teacher might be engaged in some vocabulary class, grammar class, something, some activity in the class, or a new lesson, a new poetry, whatever it is. At the end of the class or through the lesson, through the class session, there must be at least 5 to 10 minutes for each learner to have a dear time. What is dear time? Drop everything and read. This should be made a personal goal as well in our lives. Now, with that note, let me take you over to my presentation. Please allow me to share my screen. Uh, Please kindly let me know if you are able to see my screen. I have just opened my presentation. Could you please confirm? Kindly unmute yourself and let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Just let me put it on. All right. So first and foremost thing, this is about English language skill. Skill-based webinar for all learners, for students, as well as for teachers, teachers known as educators or learning facilitators of English. So today is day weekend, that is Saturday, day number 25 June 2022, a presentation on reading skills by, it's me, Somal Gupta, right? Now, I'm from Jindal Vidya Mandir, Vasan, Thane, Maharashtra. All right. So our main focus of this session is 8 points. Out of all the 8 points, we will just take a glimpse of first few points. First one is reading skills, its basics, the kinds, and its structure. Okay. I hope I'm loud and clear. Please confirm if you can hear me loud and clear. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So first criteria would be reading skills, its basics, its kinds, and the basic structure of reading skills. Then we are going to look into the art of effective reading skills. Right now, what you are hearing from me is actually the art of effective reading skills, where every listener, one who listens to you, the way you speak, the person who is listening is known as listener. If you are speaking, you are the speaker, right? So we need to be a speaker. We need to read correctly so that all the listeners are able to very clearly hear us and understand what is being read. So here next we are going to look into point number 3, strategies to improvise reading skills. You call it as improvisation or improvement, it's all the same. Improving reading skills strategies. Okay, then point number 4, effective pronunciation and reading fluency. Okay, I would request, I don't, I did not see the number of participants. Okay, fine. Let me call out. Saili Vargade, madam, are you there? No. Saili, ma'am. Okay, fine. Diju Muni, madam, are you here? Could you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. I am able to hear you.
Yes, thank you so much. I would like you to read out point number 3 as well as 4. Could you please?
Okay, ma'am. I'll do that. Strategies to improve reading skills,
Yes,
effective pronunciation and reading fluency.
very good. Thank you so much. Now, point number 5 and 6 will be read by another person. Should I call out a name? Okay, can somebody say, ma'am, I am ready to read?
Assessment of reading skills
That's
in grade 1st to 5 primary.
very good. Thank you, Sabli, sir. Okay, fine. Anybody else? Please read out. First, please let me know your name and then you can read point number 6. Yes, please. Knock, knock. Who's here?
Assessment of reading skills
Mm-hmm.
in grades 6 to 8,
Mm-hmm.
in grades and in grades 9 to 12.
Very good. Thank you, Bharat Shepke, sir. Now, someone else must help me in reading point number 7, and I would like to take the lead. Listen to me, and you may repeat one or two persons along with me. Gauging and enhancing reading fluency in children with special needs. That is CWSN, which is highly essential at par with the board norms. Do you know the meaning of norms? Norms means rules and regulations. May I request Deepa Nigam madam, are you here? Could you please read point number 7? Okay, somebody else? You heard me, right? Point number 7 I read out. Please raise your hand.
Shall I read?
Yes, yes, please.
Gauging and enhancing reading fluency in children with special needs, CWSN, highly essential at par with board norms.
Beautiful. Okay. I would request participant, another participant, one
Can
sir.
I, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Very good. Please go ahead. Read.
This is Melita.
Wow.
Tips, activities, and feedback, involvement of all participants.
Wow. That was so wonderful. Thank you so very much. Give me 1 second.
Thank you, ma'am.
And yeah, I'll just get back to the main screen. I'm not very sure if I'm right. So that was so wonderful. Thank you so much. Please let us all do something like this. Well done. Well done. Each one of you, all those who read, who are just participants listening, even they should do. Well done. Well done. Right? Okay. Now, let's focus on something more. So first things first, we ought to, I'll get back to the presentation mode. I think I would increase over here so that, so 8 points, these are the basics of our lesson. So before we start the flow of any particular reading activity in the classroom, we need to understand how the students have got their previous knowledge. That is, are they able to read 3-letter words, 4-letter words, 5-letter words? Are they able to read very fluently in a good flow the sentences? And there could be, maybe while we take the read, we might feel, we might gauge. Gauge means that we ascertain, we evaluate, we understand, okay, these are the students, those who are beautiful readers. They read so well. And then there are some others, those who need a little bit of help. Okay? Yeah. So, let me read this part for you. How to ascertain the flow of a reading class. First of all, we need to test their previous knowledge, get the participants engaged in an activity, then sense their logical reasoning. Means before you ask questions based on the text, see whether they are able to connect to the topic. Sense the connection. This logical reasoning and connection, since the connect has got, they are connected with each other. Then put up some challenges according to their abilities. Now, like you could ask up the question, everybody, please don't give any chorus answers. I would ask the question, those who are ready to answer, everybody, and those who do not know answer, please observe, listen carefully, and see how others are answering. Accordingly, you also do. So you put up very simple questions, right? Okay, so here we have a passage, and in this passage or a lesson, in this, we have some paragraphs. Okay, paragraphs. You can see that the paragraph has so many lines. Okay, so my first work will be to make you understand how many lines are there, sentences are there, and can you count the number of paragraphs? Can you understand how many sentences are there, lines are there in each paragraph? Okay, now let me take you to the other part of the flow, that is after connection. put up some challenges according to their abilities. Right now, I'm going to take up an activity of a challenge. Okay. So all those who have not read so far, I would request them to take up this. Just wait for 2 minutes. Let me finish this and then we will pick up a challenging activity. Next, we should also ascertain collaborative work and teamwork. You know, collaborative work can be on so many different ways. One is pair work, buddy system, and teamwork. Now, what is this pair work? Two students sitting together in one bench could be taking a read part by part. You must have observed in the classroom sometimes take a
ये आईडी पे जो आया है सीओ ही कर अच्छा मैं क्या
please kindly mute yourself for a few minutes.
near to the in front courtyard.
Dear teacher, kindly mute yourself for a few minutes. I would request the host of the meeting, kindly mute them. Yes, okay. So here we have something I was saying that you must have observed that sometimes the students say, "Oh, you are not able to read, don't worry, I will help you." Have you heard this? And they give them prompt. You are reading not correctly. This is ascertain. Now this is collaborative. This is teamwork. Okay. So they say and they help the other person. So that is known as buddy system. Once again, I request some of the participants, they have unmuted themselves. Maybe they have a query. I would appreciate if you could ask your query at the end and kindly mute yourself right now. Could you kindly mute yourself? Please check your mics. Yes. And at last, we could put up a few feedback questions. Children, did you enjoy the reading session? Children, there were some students, those who were reading so nicely, but here we as well have some students, those who need our help. Okay, now let's move on to the other thing. Once again, I request some of the participants kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself. Okay. Let us discuss what are the basic skills included in reading. Okay. Just like it includes skimming, then understanding the vocabulary, then comprehending. These all skills are included, but all that we are going to discuss in a while. So I'm going to take up. Kindly mute those who have their mind turned on. Am I loud and clear? Hello? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am. Please
Right.
go on.
Okay, fine. All right. So I'm sure you are able to see my presentation over here. I'll pick up this part. So we need to understand what are the various stimulants. Means how can we stimulate the learners of English language to get engaged in effective reading? Okay. Do you think that the English language teachers face some kind of challenges while dealing with students during the reading class? Means whenever there is a reading skill class, reading skills does not mean that they will read the text. In the example, when the question paper of English comes up, the reading skills means that the comprehension skills of unseen passages. So what are the rubrics to gauge the reading activity of the students? Okay, fine. So this is the fourth point. Rubrics means on what parameters are we supposed to gauge the reading thing. Okay, before we go on to that, I told you that there are some tips to improvise the reading skills. Point number one, set aside a specific time period, either the start of the session, start of the period, or 40 minutes or 1 hour session, start of the time, or hello, 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 am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Now we
ma'am.
can hear you, ma'am. Yeah, earlier you got disconnected, but now we can hear you. You can proceed, ma'am.
Sorry, maybe that was due to network or maybe power cut. Sorry for that. Let me proceed. Yes, I'll just share my screen once again. I'm sure you're able to see my screen here. Can you? I'm sure you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you so much for confirming. Point number 4, I was saying, review the text that you read. That means understand how much are you going to take up that particular session. 4 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs. Is it a big, long passage? Is it just a short poetry? Then point number 5, determine the purpose. That means what is the objective of reading that? Is it that you are going to explain a poetry or a text or a lesson or just unseen passage for comprehending its questions, answer to the questions? Then apply the key reading strategies. Now I'm going to show you all the different techniques and strategies as well. Take a good note while you read. Some of the students have the habit of distracting themselves. It would be nice if each one of us give them some instructions beforehand that kindly keep one sheet of paper or a rough copy somewhere where you can jot down a few words or keep a pencil right at your disposal, holding the pencil and underlining. If you're allowed to, you might underline a few big words. You might find them as the answers to some vocabulary questions in the comprehension. So take notes while you read and also apply what you summarize. Okay, means what did you understand? Is this a story? Is it a poetry? Okay, so here we are with this. So how to? Yes. How can a teacher help the students to improve their reading skills? Okay. So the points are like this. To improve the reading comprehension of students, a teacher should introduce the 7 cognitive strategies of effective reading. That is, first of all, activate the class. Okay. Then make them infer the meaning all on their own. Infer means to understand the meaning all on their own. Then keep monitoring what they are reading and clarify very tiny doubts. Do not clarify all the word meanings or vocabulary points. Then keep very tiny simple questions. Then make them search or select a, a paragraph, a part of the text which you can make them as answer to their questions. Okay, then summarize the points and make them organize and visualize the entire thing into one whole chunk. Fine? All right. So let's look into other things. At home, if when we are parents, when we are at home, at home or during the, during lockdown time. There were parents, those who were struggling hard at home to make the child read. So how can we make the students read at home? The effective methods are to establish a regular reading routine. And what is the best thing, The live text book. Any idea on what is called a live textbook? Please understand. A newspaper, every single day's newspaper, daily newspaper is known as live textbook. The next day, what does it become? Is it live textbook? It becomes a history book. Am I loud and clear? I said a a newspaper which was of yesterday or previous day or a few days back, that newspaper becomes a history textbook on this particular day. Also, at home, we need to encourage the child to read on a regular basis. Anything. Can you read the caption on the board in a hospital wall or somewhere a placard or some posters on the road? But very carefully, when you are on the road, don't get so much lost reading things that you forget about the traffic. Okay, fine. Now help your reluctant reader. Each teacher, each educator will be very easily be able to identify the readers, those who mumble fumble. They are not ready to read very naturally, just like other confident readers. So how do you call them? You call them as reluctant readers. So how do you encourage them? You help them with another student. So how do you call that system? You call it as buddy system. To find a book they love and to read a few lines. Definitely they'll be increasing their reading skills if they read to themselves. And also give them one more tip, that you could record your voice while you read all on your own when nobody else is about. Okay, and you listen to your thing and you gauge yourself. Did I read correctly? Am I a good reader? And all that. Then read some things out of the books. Stay involved with the child's reading part. Okay, and never give up on the child. That means do not discourage the child saying that, oh God, that was not at all advisable. That was not expected. You could have read better. No, no. It's better we encourage them with better words. That, yes, I think you can read better a lot next time. Now, are we ready to take up the next point? That is the types of reading techniques. When we quickly search, where is the answer? What is this? And that is known as skimming. Just lightly, very light read you take. That is known as skimming. Okay, just like how the birds skim. Okay, they glide through the surface of water. Is it? So there, you scan just like a scanner. You scan the entire thing at one go. Then very intensively you read. Means very deeply you read. So that is intensive reading. And lastly, the last technique is known as extensive reading. When you take a large text that you understand what it is all about, extensive reading. So I want all of you to put 4 fingers right in front of you and say what is SSIE? Skimming, reading technique, skimming, scanning, intensive reading, extensive reading. Done? Now, we are not going to look into this one. Actually, this is as well a very important part of a teacher who should give every student who has read, who has just finished reading, will expect that, teacher, how did I read? Isn't it? So, always give, instead of something negative, instead of being very critical, please give some words of appreciation, some constructive statements of feedback. Okay, so critical appreciation means that you appreciate the way they have read, as well as you make them understand that they can do a lot better in future. Okay, Then your points, your feedback should be very, very clear and concise. That means don't make them get confused. Next, feedback should also focus on improvement in future. Students always look forward to the words of encouragement from the teachers, isn't it? So feedback should largely be very, very positive. The reading challenge I was talking to you, just now we should be ready with that. Are you all ready for a reading challenge? Okay, just give me 1 second. Now, I'm sure you're able to see this very quickly. Within 1 minute, we will finish away the last 2 slides and then we will proceed with the reading activity, right? How can we inspire and support students to read independently? We can introduce Dear Time in our classroom. Now, what is Dear Time? Can someone please unmute yourself and say the full form of Dear? Yes, yes, please. Please go ahead. Say. I'm listening. It is called, you want my hair? Okay. DEAR, Dear Time means drop everything and read. So what is Dear Time? Drop everything and read. Here, drop everything doesn't mean that if you are holding a water bottle or a textbook, drop it down on the floor. No, it means stop all other activities and give a few minutes to read. Be a reading role model. Role model means people should be inspired. Oh, wow, how wonderfully you read. I should be able to read like that one day. And definitely you will. Okay? If you have good dreams, if you have, a very good dreams of encouragement and people are there to encourage you, you will definitely be a wonderful reader one day. Don't you like that? Right. So read books of different subject areas, not just your academic books, that is textbooks, but different things. And that's what you call as to read for pleasure. Then explore a variety of genres. I want everybody to, some tricky spellings, we need to pronounce them correctly. May I please request you, a few of you, to read the spelling and pronounce it along with me? G-E-N-H-E-N
दे दो मैम मैं साइन करती हूँ
R-E-S. And how do you pronounce that? Genre. Yes, you heard me right. Let me pronounce it once again for you. It is pronounced as genres. Okay? Another 2 minutes and then we will wind up the session. Creating individual classroom libraries. Small book. Okay? Dear teacher, kindly mute yourself for a few minutes. Then you'll be given time to ask questions. Could you kindly mute yourself? Kindly mute yourself, please. Yes, thank you. Create individual classroom libraries. Create reading nooks. Nooks means corners across the school, which you can call as student corner, reading corner. Engage the writers or readers separately. Then you can talk to those who write. Students who read can talk to the authors. Then set up a reading challenge. Okay, now are you ready for a reading challenge? Okay, let me again share my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Please
Yes,
answer.
ma'am.
Yes. Just one
Yes,
second.
ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much for confirming. Give me 1 minute. Okay. I'm sure. Please, 1 minute, please. Kindly mute yourself. Okay. Now, I want somebody, one person. Okay. Let me name a person. Please, your name. I got it. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. Kindly mute yourself. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. your name. Asha ma'am, or Bharat sir, are you there? Bharat sir,
Yes, ma'am.
right. Could you read this one? Actually, it's a challenge because all the words are very trickily put. So let's see if you are able to read.
Okay, ma'am.
Read
Just a minute.
first. Yes.
Let me zoom it.
Hmm.
Okay. Reading challenge.
Hmm.
One day, one day.
You
Uh,
well tried. Well done.
yeah.
Let yes. One day on a small farm in
In Maine,
a
a man
Means
sat in a barn watching a large gray spider spin a web.
Beautiful. Very good. Nice.
the
Now,
man
may
was
I know who read just now? May I know the reader's
Manisha.
name?
the man
Manisha.
was
Kannadi
able
madam.
to.
Right. Now, another challenge, another one, but this is slightly tricky. Spellings are not correct. Let's see if you are able to try. Yes, someone, please try. Okay, I'll just the second stanza. Sorry, second paragraph. Are you able to see this? It starts with but. B-U-T, but. Over here.
I will try one sentence only.
Yes, please.
But writing was hard work for Andy.
Wow. But writing was hard, H-A-R-D. Work, hard work for Andy. Andy is a boy's name. He had, yes, please try. Come on.
He had written many
He
articles,
had written
essay, and
many
so on.
articles.
Very good.
He had
Essay.
also written one children's book, Stuart Little, but Andy could never just rush to turn an idea to
Wow.
a film or a book. He said that we needed to let his ideas ripen.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. May we all clap for this reader. Wonderful. Congratulations. Now that's it for this one. Now we will proceed with our, that's all for right now. So the last part of the presentation is that you can engage the readers with this kind of small clippings of the activity and finally make them understand that advanced reading skills are as well there, which includes extensive reading, vocabulary building, comprehension skills, and to read faster. Just now we saw a person was reading so fast. Okay, so okay, so that's it from my side. And now we can, yes, have the feedback. Did I stop the share? Yes. Yes. I'm done with my part. So you can say if you have any queries and you can also look into the chat box for the Google form of for your feedback. Okay. Feedback link has been shared and you can ask some questions if you want to clarify. Yes, Bharat sir, please proceed.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It was very informative. So I request all the teachers to please share verbal feedback, and later on you can also fill that feedback link, which is already posted in the chat box. So please share the feedback, and if you have any queries, doubts related to this topic, you can certainly ask. So please go ahead.
So maybe everybody is engaged in reading the part of the Google form. That's why they don't want to distract themselves. So verbal feedback is not coming. Never mind. They are very good at reading the Google form questions. That's why they are trying that. Yes. Anyone would like to give any feedback?
If any teacher would like to share verbal feedback, please go ahead. Even the feedback link is also posted in the chat box. You can start with that also.
Thank you. If you wish to know more about the strategy, some kind of, few other things, you can very well ask me.
Hello, Soma ma'am.
Yes.
Session was very informative, knowledgeable. हिंदी हिंदी वालों को भी अच्छे से समझ में आ गया और पीपीटी बहुत अच्छा था, एक्सप्लेनेशन बहुत अच्छा था. थैंक्स मैम.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon all. Manisha Kanade here from JVM Vasim. Suma ma'am, your webinar session was very good, very informative, and actually I like the last part very much. Actually, you have given us that paragraph to read, and it was very interesting. So very good session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. We can even engage the students in such challenging activity so that they feel, yes, even I have tried, and keep encouraging them, appreciate them. Yes,
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
sir. Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Ma'am, the session was excellent. The PPT and the way you have explained, excellent session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And all those who are writing the feedback, they are filling up the Google form. Thank you so much. In case you have any difficulty in looking into in opening up the feedback form, please put a chat box message. We will get back to you. Thank you, Meena Naikman.
Okay, thank you, Soma ma'am. Thank you, Soma ma'am, for being a very enthusiastic and active resource person for today's webinar. And I would also like to thank all the teachers, those who have actually spared their valuable time and attended this session. Right, thank you, all of you. And just ensure that you have filled the feedback link. And once you are done with that, you can leave the meeting. Right, thank you so much. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Sumita ma'am, Bharatchik sir, Ragini ma'am, Saroj Patel, then Sunita Thorat ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sally ma'am, Satvinder ma'am, Meena ma'am, and all others. Thank you so much.